someone who pulls a gun on him just pulling this off his belt and giving it a crack. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give that a crack.
But there's a problem.
Now, I'm pretty good at making these, but we've already established that I'm not that good at operating them.
Let's just say you're a work in progress.
Aren't we all?
Yep, to test Indy's mythical ability to disarm gun-toting foes, Adam and Jamie need a whole heap of whip-wielding tips from the very best in the business.
The science of the whip is the acceleration of kinetic energy. All energy added to the whip is multiplied. A small amount of focused energy literally produces explosive results. Wherever I point the handle, this is where the whip is going to go. So I'm literally aiming with my whole body instead of this kind of, I sure hope this works.
That's pretty much the school I'm in.
Weight on the back foot, weight on the front foot.
We brought a lot of experts onto this show over the years, but Anthony might be my all-time favorite right now.
And then,
Yes. Now it's just timing.
I have rarely ever had someone teach me something so quickly.
Push.
And I got results I really didn't think were going to happen within such a short period of time.
Open your hand, straighten your arm, close your hand.
hey,
Perfect.
that totally worked.
This is awesome. This is a far more precise tool than I thought it was.
Bend.
We've gotten a lot of the basics of whip handling from Anthony,
Excellent.
but now it's time to see if we can't use the whip to grab a gun out of somebody's hand. But it's important to note that we never actually see how Indy disarms the bad guy. So to cover all our bases, we're going to run a couple of tests.
So stretch it out and send it out. Better, okay?
First, we're going to see if that whip tip could wrap around the wrist and/or the gun and yank it in such a way as to spoil the shot. We're going to see if a direct hit to the wrist with the whip tip is enough to make somebody drop the gun.
This is the scariest thing I've done all day.
Isn't it?
Go ahead.
That was perfect.
That was a nice crack. You got
It was
that.
right on the tip of your thumb.
Yeah.
That would have hurt a lot.
Jamie's making contact, but there's no mythical grab and aim-spoiling pull.
Go for the wrist. Go for the wrist, Heineman. That's it.
Not quite the first-time accuracy of Indy. But novice Jamie is dialing in on the technique surprisingly quickly.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Good job.
All right, my turn. Did I get you?
Yeah. Adam missed his target a couple of times and connected with me instead. But he was actually able to wrap the tip of the whip around my hand to where he would be interfering with my aiming of that gun.
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty effective.
The grab and tug is clearly plausible. But what about the second option? The hit to the hand. Would that force you to drop the gun? Well, Jamie, with the short straw drawn, adds extra protection and prepares to face the whip-cracking might of the Whipmaster.
Ow.
I'm positive I wouldn't have been able to hold on to that gun if I didn't have this glove on. It would be equivalent to somebody slicing at your hand with a sharp knife. You'd drop the gun.
Yep, without padding, Jamie's dropping the gun every single time.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way I would have been able to hold on to this if I hadn't had this protection.
So, Anthony, it strikes me that we have enough experimental evidence gathered thus far to conclude that the first appearance of a whip in Raiders of the Lost Ark is actually pretty reasonable, that it is feasible